So we store information according to our senses, but we also store information according to color. When working on my doctorate, I was working with 3rd and 4th graders on taking notes on mind mapping, and we would draw tiny little pictures in color as they would taking their notes. And then I tested the children to see what they could remember. And I can remember talking to Frankie one day, and I said, "So Frankie, what did you learn in your science class?" And he says, "Well, we learned about these things called algae blooms. And it's when algae keeps growing and growing and growing, and it eats up all the oxygen, and then the poor fish dies, and there he is laying on its side, this bright orange fish." And he goes, "How did you do that?" And I said, "How did I do what?" He goes, "How'd you make that fish jump in my head? I can see it." You see, they don't understand what a mind's eye is, but that's what was happening. It was coming into his mind. But what's more important was that he could remember the exact color. And then he told me about the red truck and the farmer that had his blue coat on. Color plays a very important role in memory and in learning. So here's a great tip. Have your students take notes in 4 different colored pens. And they're setting up a pattern with each particular color. If they're in 3rd and 4th grade, the teacher might start with red. If they're talking about the presidents, write all the president's name in red. If it's a scientist, maybe you want to use blue. But it gets the idea of developing patterns. When they get to high school and college level, they can pick up their patterns on their own. Now keep in mind, because it's a brand new idea, they're going to be drawing butterflies and flowers for the first 2 weeks, but that settles down. I had this friend of mine ask, her daughter was having a real hard time, and she said, "Lou, I know you're really into all this brain stuff, and she's having a hard time in Spanish. Can you give me any kind of hints?" And I said, "Is she taking notes in 4 different color pens?" Mother says, "What?" I said, "Have her develop some kind of pattern. For example, all the nouns are in blue, all the verbs are in red." See if that helps. A few weeks later, I ran into her and said, "How are things going?" She says, "It's amazing. She's doing so much better on her tests, because when she takes the test, she can actually see the word in color in her mind's eye." Teachers have known the importance of using color in the classroom to help you with organizing and so forth. But now you've got the tool. Have them take notes in 4 different color pens.